Get a load of this. Former top-level staffer at AOC's congressional office has deported back to Colombia.
What?
AOC was employing a criminal alien in her congressional office. How's that even legal?
Holman was upset, I suppose, because he felt that you were giving advice to people who were here illegally. Mm-hmm. Were you?
I was giving advice to all of my constituents.
A few moments later.
AOC aide in the U.S. illegally self-deports to Colombia. Say, what? She employed an illegal immigrant? That's a crime, isn't it?
That is a feel crime. Like...
Well, hold on. I got to get the context here. What's going on? An aide to AOC self-deported after being in the U.S. illegally. Diego de la Vega said he has freedom of movement in Colombia now after he overstayed his visa in the U.S. Okay, so overstayed visa. Did she hire him when he was allowed to work here? What's going on?
So out of curiosity, I wanted to see what the fine was for hiring an undocumented, unauthorized worker. So the maximum fine per worker is $3,000. AOC ain't gonna mind paying $3,000 trust on that. She done pilfered enough money from the federal government, and with this whole Ukraine money laundering scheme, potential criminal penalty is an imprisonment up to 6 months for repeated violations. So we need to know, how many people, illegals, does she have working on her campaign, working for her? And the relevant law, for those of you who are going to question all this, and you libertarians from the Communist Party who are going to come over here and try to community note this, the relevant law is the Immigration Reform and Control Act. Deal with it. AOC, you got yourself in a little trouble. I hope you don't have more illegals in your fold.
My job is to educate and act as a liaison of critical information to my constituents. And I was informing all of my constituents of their constitutional protections, and in particular, their constitutional protections against illegal search and seizure in the United States.
I'm going to pause that. Do illegal aliens have a constitutional right? JR, no. Real quick here. What do you
Absolutely not. But I think where AOC gets it wrong fundamentally, her job is to educate no one. Her job is to represent the will of the people that have elected her. She's a member of the House of Representatives. And, you know, DC's Hollywood for ugly people, right? And AOC may be one of the prettiest women in the House, but she's no LA A-lister.
Well, at least she's still learning how to use the garbage disposal. I think at last we checked, she has actually learned how to use it. And we're really proud of AOC over here. And, you know, we just hope that everything works out the next time she has to dispose of something. Especially like the truth that she continues to grind up every day. Let's keep going with this clip here. We got more. Let's see what she has.
And they got rid of George Santos.
Oh, Santos.
Holman was upset, I suppose, because he felt that you were giving advice to people who were here illegally. Mm-hmm. Were you?
I was giving advice to all of my constituents. Yeah.
He said he was going to report you, or even that he did reach out to the Department of Justice. Have you heard from the Department of Justice?
Okay. I got to pause again, because are illegal aliens part of the constituency?
No. Well, I mean, in the minds of a Democrat, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, their entire aim was to open the border, flood, and get us to a position where the federal government was offering amnesty because we couldn't manage the deportations. Trump and Homan show them how that's done.
Yeah. Let's keep going. Let's see what more dribble she spills.
Not, and I intend on reaching out to the Department of Justice to inquire.
Really? What would your question be for the Department of Justice?
Well, there is a member of the Trump administration who is threatening and seeks to open an inquiry, and are you going to do it?
What would you learn? What do you hope to learn from that exchange?
I think it's important to know where this administration stands and if they intend on using political intimidation to silence their critics.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she's pregnant. What do you got? What do you think, JR?
I
Have you heard that?
yeah.
I think she's pregnant.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know if she knows who the dad is, but look, I think this is just.
She's pregnant with lies.
This is such intellectual dishonesty. But this is what comes out of their mouths. Tomhoman is not threatening, political injustice. He's making a recommendation to the Department of Justice, the arbiter of law, and it is up to them to determine whether or not she's breaking the law. Now, I would propose that a congresswoman calling the Department of Justice and inquiring on whether or not an investigation is being opened on them would be a little bit intimidating, rather than the other way around.
Well, it's almost as if she thinks she's doing something wrong.